Welcome back, Bassmer Mike at it again. Now, if you have been watching my SD-18 build, I had mentioned that I'm going to be working on a SD-40 B&P build for a guy. And today, we are going to get this headlight put into the hood right here, and we're going to sand these out of there and fill them in with putty. In the photo, we are doing 3343, which the front end of this is the same thing as this is 3333, and 3343 is the same as the as this one. So we're gonna be putting in the headlight in the hood. So I'll show you how I do that. Okay. Hey. Look what we got there. We have front nose headlight. Now, I'm going to take a quick break here so I can get everything out that I need. We're going to sand these smooth. These signal lights on the edge here. And putty them up. We'll be right back. We're going to pause for the moment. I got to get everything out. Okay. Welcome back. While I was on pause, I couldn't find this, but I did. It's called white putty. I got this on, where'd I get this at? Amazon. I got this tube on Amazon, and you get another tube above it. But I love this stuff. Basically, it's the putty for plastics. And what I did was I sanded where those signaling lights go. And you put in a little bit of that white putty. Okay, I put it on both sides. So it's secured. Once it fully dries, we'll give it a sanding. But right now, this has got to go on pause until tomorrow. Also, while I was on pause, I was working on the number board cab light. If you could see it, there is a slight dip right there, and I am trying to show that right here. There we go. You see that? There we go. So what I'll do is I cut out that section with X-Acto knife and use some styrene, polyester styrene, and basically just super glued it in there. And what we'll do is we'll sand it smooth, and we'll put the light on it. The bell, but I had also dug out, so we have a bell for it right here. Where are my other tweezers? So cab light and bell. Ooh, crap. So, and this is also drying. I just did that. So while we are waiting for all that, figured that we could put the fan belt and the exhaust, or not the fan belt, the fan exhaust in this little section here. I'm all thumbs today. Cut myself twice with the X-Acto knife today. That's smart. So, anyway, we are going to put these in. Just a little bitty glue. Put the other one in. Just like that. So, those are permanently in. I guess we could clean up the bell a little bit, huh? We're waiting for that now to dry. Now the bell, where did I get the bell from? CMR products. So, bell's in. Well, not in, but cleaned up. Let's go back to this. Now, on this, you see these little round spots, but they have like plastic burrs on them. We're just gonna go in there and clean those up so we can get this to sit down nice and level. There we go. A little bit there. There we go. Nice and level. I'll test fit. Now let's get it glued in, huh? And there we are. Okay. I think this is well enough dry. We can clean it up. So I left a little overhang on that. I'm just going to cut that little overhang off. There we go. The scissors. Is that wide? That width? So, what I'm going to do, take a little strip of the sandpaper I just cut. And I'm going to put it over a flat nosed screwdriver, like that. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to sand that groove. There you go. Groove in. Test fit. Looks pretty good. I'm going to do a little bit more sanding, but that looks pretty good. Off to a good start anyway. Now, let's check. So, I like what I am seeing on that. I say that is done. Now on the cab itself, there's a hole where the horn would have went. However, we don't have a horn that's located there, so we are going to fill that in with some white putty, and we're not doing it. And we got to get that sanded nice and smooth. So, pull out the white putty again. I am running out of this stuff. I think I only need a little bit. Okay, white putty. Okay. Fill it in nice and good. And just like that. Compact that in on the inside there, make it nice and flat. I like doing that. It secures the putty. It won't, once you do that, it won't come out. All right, now that is needing to dry. So we're going to set this aside. That is done. So we're going to set that aside. That is done. For the most part, we got to get primed, and then we'll put the fan blades in. There we go. It's gonna look like a real good model. So we could do some light sanding on this. And how we are going to do that, again, we're going to cut some paper here. This little strip like that. And where did I do with it? I don't see it. Alright, well anyway, we'll do it by hand. Fold that up. I'm going to remove this light before I go any further. go. So we'll sand it up. I'll run the knife across it real quick. And when I'm doing this with the knife, not pushing down or digging, I am just lightly, barely any weight on this, and I'm just going over it as level as I can. Okay. Put it down. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can. There we go. Now I am using circular motions. So that's what we have. I'm not going any further than that. I want to make sure that the body's fully dry. I think it's a little still wet, but we'll work on the other side here. Circular motion. Now, I use, it is, who is it? There it is. This is 3000 grit sandpaper. This is what I'll use when I get ready to clean that up. Get all the scratches, all the marking out of it, because it does show up in paint. So, but I just switched my paint over, and the primer that I used has a leveling agent in it, so it might not show up as much. Now this is my first B&P ever painted. Can't be that hard. I mean, I paint the Bessemer, and it's pretty close. I do have to pick up some yellow and orange paint to match. To go down to Hobby Express and grab some paint. There we go. That looks nice and pretty. Okay. That's look a lot better. So we got light back in here. Where is we're just gonna set that in there. We're not gonna, I don't want to snap it in just yet. We'll just set that there. And everything's just sitting in place. But I think it is looking like B&P. There's a picture I'm using. I don't know if you can see that. Let me. Sorry for the shakiness, but that is pretty close. Just got to get the light put on. You know what? Let's get the light put on. I think we're ready for that. Or I'm sorry, the bell. Let's get that bell put on. Let's get the bell put on. I think we're ready for the bell. What do I do with it? Huh? It's here somewhere, huh? Okay. Found it. Okay. Little tiny. I need to find a better glue. I don't like how this comes out of the tube. Make sure it is level. Sorry. Knocked my phone over. Oh, where are we at? Here we are. We'll let that dry. But that will conclude this video. When we come back, we'll finish up the sanding on top of the cab here and the front of the hood, and we'll get that all completed. We have, I do believe that they have dynamic brakes. We will get all this set in place properly. That seems like it's bent, but I think I could fix it. No, just didn't snap then. All right. So I have a hard time putting things down. Once I start something, I gotta keep going. I don't know if anyone else has that problem or not. But there is what we got so far. So yeah, we are gonna get this video out, and go ahead, comment and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy my videos. Again, everyone, happy modeling.